that we as resellers have a right to resell items. We have a right to buy an item at a garage sale, to buy an item brand new, and to resell that item. Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. I've got crazy stuff going on today. So I've got quite a few sales here. We're only going to ship out a few. I just got back from vacation. I've been back, I guess by the time you see this, a couple of days now. But I've got a ton of sales. So on vacation, we had, let me look. Was gone for 4 days, $1,667 in sales. While the store was shut down, which is really, really awesome. I'm only going to do a few today that I have to go out because I'm a little wiped out and I need to get on a bunch of other stuff, which you'll see in here today, some reorganization, but there is a topic that I really, really want to talk about. It's something you may have heard me talk about before. I think it's something that is under the radar. Resellers should really be paying attention to this. And I think we better, as resellers, better start speaking up about this kind of stuff, because if we don't, before we know it, some of our rights as resellers might be gone. Let's take a look. All right, here's what I mean. I'm swimming in records over here. I'm trying to think what these are. I've ran out of boxes. This is an order from SupplyHut. And this, I think, is my eBay supplies, my free eBay supplies that I used the coupon for. And since that other shed's not done yet, I've got it in here kind of clogging the path. And I got to get reorganized before I start doing all this shipping over the next couple of days. Camaro Z28. We're down to, I think, 46 of these left, which I think we were close to 100, so that is really awesome. 2 epic garage sales. I've talked about it many times. $16. Free shipping. We're just going to do 2 more sales really quick and then really dig into this topic because it's something I'm pretty passionate about. You may have heard me talk about it a little bit on this channel and a little bit more on the Trash to Cash podcast. But this one sold right here, and this one is going to be the topic, I think, this one and another one of the very next video. But I'll leave that for another day. This is the Ultimate Warrior figure. This one came from Death Pile Picker, actually, down there at Uncle Mark's garage sale in North Carolina. He had a tub full of them, and I picked that one out. And I don't know if I bought that from you or what I did. If you gave me that one, I think you gave me that one, Mike. So, at any rate, good dude. You can go check him out. He's on Instagram, YouTube. Death Pile Picker. He used to be AM Pickers. Anyway, that one is cool. Really, really awesome. I mean, look at the detail. And as Carrie American Arbitrage says, the more articulation, the more value. This one sold for, when I picked it up, I didn't know it was worth this much. It's got Randy Savage on the back. And it's so, which I think I put in the title, and some people don't. So it's probably a good idea to put Macho Man in that title if you have something like that. Gives you a little extra searchability. It sold for $39.99, I think, plus shipping. And this one sold to the Panda Flipper. Very first eBay purchase, it looks like, unless you started a new account. And the name is Tamra. Hello, Kevin. Love your channel. I saw this sitting on this shelf in one of your videos, and I was like, I gotta have that. The Ultimate Warrior is my all-time favorite wrestler. Went to buy it in your store. It wasn't there, but an hour later, I saw you post it on Facebook saying that you were going to part with it. And he went over there and grabbed it, so that's awesome. Thank you so much. The Panda Flipper, and in between the Panda and Flipper, there's a dash. So, yes, we have Bubble Bucks still left because I found that extra pile down there. And since you asked in the comments section on the purchase, the Bubble Bucks are headed your way. Okay, we have 2 tubs of these CocaCola Ornaments. Another one's back here. I think you can probably see it right there. And my wife's been going through these. This is the kind of thing that, you know, individually as a one-off is probably not worth it. They are not duplicates, but there are some that are multi-quantity, but some of them aren't. And so it does take quite a bit of listing to get through these, but they have some following and they will sell at Christmas time, and they're pretty cool, you know. They're not like just completely cheesy ones. They're kind of cool ones, you know, the Coca-Cola polar bear. Even the ball ornaments are kind of neat looking. They look very festive and Christmassy, and they got the polar bears down here and some good stuff. Eric, OBX Picker, bought these down there at Uncle Mark's garage sale, 2 giant boxes of them. And he's like, hey, you want to buy one of the boxes? I'm like, sure. And I bought a box from him for $50. And that's all of these and all of those right there. And we're going to make some really good money on them. But it's not a whole bunch of money. Now, there are some real winners in here, but this one, for instance, sold, and it sold for $8 plus shipping. So not great, but you know, when you got over 50 of them, you know, you end up making 250 bucks or so, and it's only about a day's worth of work. $250 profit in one day. That's worth it to me, and my wife likes listing this kind of stuff, and it's super easy to ship it. That'll probably go in a 6x4x2 box. Now that I'm grabbing it, I'm thinking maybe it won't quite fit. It's gonna be tight. Yeah, probably not. So have to put it in something else. 8x6x4 box down there, maybe, who knows. So, but since I'm talking about that, a big thank you to Heather for buying the plans for the Commonwealth Picker shipping table over there on CommonwealthPicker.com. All right, y'all, this is a topic I get pretty passionate about. I could probably talk about this for an hour, but we're going to try to keep it short. There's two things going on here. One that I'm most passionate about is the fact that we as resellers have a right to resell items. We have a right to buy an item at a garage sale, to buy an item brand new, and to resell that item. And sometimes people out there they're trashing reselling so much, and companies are coming after certain marketplaces and making it difficult to resell authentic items. I think it's a problem, and it's especially going to be a problem in difficult times when companies and corporations are trying to protect their own businesses and trying to protect their own butts. And it's really going to come down to the platforms that we sell on in order to protect our rights to resell items that we have purchased. Now, there's a complete other component to this, and it has to do, well, if you've seen my Instagram lately, I posted a comment that somebody had posted, you know, about reselling, and you see this stuff from time to time, and I don't like to dwell on it. You know, I get hundreds of messages a week that are very critical of not just what I do, but of reselling in general. Some of them are pretty inflammatory, and I posted one the other day for a specific reason that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about. It's because of an anti-Semitic remark that was embedded in the comment where they were ethically questioning reselling at the same time using that kind of language. I'm like, something doesn't add up here, but that's beside the point. But it is interesting. See, when popular opinion about reselling is negative, which I don't think it is, by the way. I think, you know, I get tons and tons of positive messages all the time, but we tend to look and to hear the things that are negative about us because nobody likes to hear negative things. But I think it's important to fight back, and to fight back logically with people who think reselling is somehow bad or evil. It's not. As a matter of fact, I can come up with many, many reasons why reselling is actually great. And all the people that do it, that help their families, that are able to save for retirement, that are able to put their kids through college. We can go on and on and on about that. But those two things kind of go together. Popular sentiment about reselling, and then the danger of people like, you know, let's use Nike, for instance, where they're trying to restrict in certain areas of the world right now, if you've seen those articles, the reselling of shoes. I'm going to try to get right to the point here. This is about companies coming after people who are reselling things on the secondary market. We see it. You guys probably hear it every time I sell some Mary Kay, somebody's like, oh, Mary Kay's going to sue you and you're not. That's not true. They're threatening you. I shouldn't, you know, I'm not giving legal advice here. So if you get sued by Mary Kay out there, don't blame me. There's Beachbody, there's Nike, there's other corporations. And what brought this to the top of my attention is seeing this Nike story. Of course, you've seen Daily Refinement's story, probably some of you. But I think that there's a couple issues that we really, really need places like eBay and Etsy to take the lead on and to start supporting resellers. I think places like Amazon already have it backwards. You know, there's already been cases like this that have come before the courts in the United States. I think 2013, there was a big case. The first sale doctrine basically came out of that, where, hey, once an item has been sold for the first time, even if it's copyrighted, the original owner of that copyright, they have no more right to it. If they did, there wouldn't really be ownership. You'd be borrowing something. So if I buy a CD or something, the idea that the first person who created the copyright, who initially sold it to me, has the right to stop me from reselling it? The Supreme Court said, no, you don't. So I just took a second to look it up here. So it simply means that once a tangible copyrighted work or something with copyright in it is sold lawfully for the first time, the original copyright owner no longer has the rights to the physical item. After that, the buyer can do whatever he or she wants with it, sell it, donate it, whatever. That's why you can legally hold a yard sale or sell computers on eBay. Resale right applies only to the physical item, not to copies. I'm going to read you one more little tidbit here and then talk about how I think people are trying to get around this, and places especially like Amazon and increasingly eBay, I think, are dropping the ball. So let me read this. I hear an animal out there. Yep, what do you know? I heard Pepper. She wants treats. You want some treats? I'm talking about something important here, Pepper. She says, I'm talking about something important too. I'll give you a treat. So Pepper needs to know this. She's not gonna. I'm not gonna have any money to give her treats if something like this ever comes through here. So after the case, the Owner's Rights Initiative says this: if you buy it, you own it. If you paid for it, it's yours. You shouldn't have to ask permission of anybody to resell it. You shouldn't have to worry about being sued for copyright infringement because of the original copyright owner or the manufacturer doesn't want you, being the person reselling it, doesn't want you to realize the profit from your original investment. So there you go. Now here's the problem. So let me read this really quick. Owner's Rights Initiative is backed by groups like eBay, Etsy, Overstock, American Library Association, Computers, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you see that eBay is there. They didn't mention Amazon. But of course, I mean, think about Amazon and used books, right? This is a big deal for them. But here's my issue. Places like eBay, especially Amazon, you know, they require the receipt. Where'd you get it from? And of course, the argument is, you know, there's a lot of theft going on and whatever, and they want to prove it. So their prerogative, that's fine. I think that Amazon is the big culprit here, but eBay is increasingly, in my opinion, not backing up its sellers. When you have places like, you know, some of these companies I've already mentioned threaten sellers on eBay, and then if eBay doesn't even want to deal with it, they don't want a lawsuit, they're just like, okay, take it off the website and then we'll just move on. Well, you know, that can be an issue if you keep letting those companies threaten the people who are making you money, and certain types of items aren't being allowed to be sold on eBay because of a threat of a lawsuit. Now, of course, people say, well, you know, if you just have the receipts, if you just have proof of documentation that you bought it legally, everything will be okay. Well, that's very true. Unfortunately, that's not the way the system works. The onus should be on the corporation, on the company, to prove that an item is stolen or to prove that an item isn't authentic. Now, eBay's taken steps. I mean, just think about those Nikes that I've been talking about, right? They have the authentication process. Because there's so much money in resale, they just can't lose that big chunk of money. But they're only doing it with certain items, and they're not fighting back against some of these companies who are simply using their threatening tactics to keep people from reselling items that they can resell lawfully. There's no reason whatsoever why you can't sell a Mary Kay item on eBay according to this doctrine. There's no reason whatsoever. Yet Mary Kay and other companies come after you, and I think eBay capitulates to those companies too much. You know, if they really truly had to go through and prove that the item I'm selling isn't legitimate, that it's counterfeit, you know, because counterfeiting is a problem, right? I'm not saying that we should be allowed to sell counterfeit items. All I'm saying is the onus shouldn't be on us to prove that it's real. The onus should be on the company. That's how our legal system works. And they know this, and that's how they're getting around this, because they want to protect their own market share and not allow little guys like us to have a piece of it. By the way, I'm not just picking on Mary Kay here. I'm just using them as an example. If you've been reselling for a while, there's plenty of items that they'll come after and say, they'll say, hey, you know, you can't sell this. And eBay takes it off. And the reason they do is because they get a complaint from one of these companies, and there's a growing list of these items that are like that. And yeah, they are highly counterfeited items sometimes, and I get it. But let's still go back to some easy doctrines of law here, where it is always up to the prosecution, which is essentially what this is, to prove their case. You know, I mean, I love Perry Mason, so it's always up to the prosecution to prove their case, never the defense. It's why it's called the defense. I really do see so many people in the reselling community kind of capitulating to this stuff without actually knowing this. I mean, come on, let's face it, y'all. If you can't resell an item that you've bought, what are the ramifications? I mean, what are you going to have? You're going to buy a brand new car and not be able to resell it because the technology in it is copyrighted? I mean, come on. So, you know, this is something I hope, and I don't trust certain platforms to do it, but I certainly hope that they will at least do what they're doing with shoes here and authentication. You know, what are you going to do? You're not going to authenticate something like this. But at the same time, Fisher-Price isn't going to come after you for selling a 30-year-old item. But for some brand new items, that's where people get into trouble. I want to know your horror stories. Tell me in the comments below items that it's not like they have a recall on an item or it's dangerous, but the company themselves have come after you and got eBay to remove your item for authenticity claims or whatever. And they might be right. But I'm telling you right now, they use that as a crutch to get a blanket and destroy people's confidence in reselling that item in order to protect their market share. So here's a way to solve it for both people involved here. This is something that's going to get sent away to authentication. Right here, this is that Hulk Hogan card that sold, and this is going to get sent away to be authenticated and then shipped on to the buyer. This is the 14 of 20 Upper Deck Hulk Hogan signature card. What did this sell for? Let me take a look here really quick. $330. Paid $60 for this card right there. And I was kind of gambling a little bit, but because there are obviously no comps out there, but I'm like, you know what? This is going to be pretty darn good, and it was pretty good. Really, really happy about that sale right there. Had a viewer sale, and it's an inflatable Christmas tree. I picked it up with that Snoopy Christmas decoration. It was Snoopy's doghouse. I really don't even remember what I paid for them, but they did pretty good because there was no box or anything. They just were sitting on the ground and I grabbed them. I didn't even know what they were, I don't think. And that sold, the Snoopy one sold really well, and this one sold for $29 plus shipping. And it is headed off to Susan, and we're gonna have to package that one up because it didn't have a box. But I didn't have many inflatables this year, y'all. I love selling inflatables. Just start blowing them up, taking pictures, and selling them like crazy. They sell very quickly. Both of them did $29 plus shipping. Got a big lot of games headed out of here. I already pulled them all. I've got one left going out to Chucky, I think your name is, Video Game Collectors. I think you're a viewer. Pretty sure you are because you bought a few things, but it does say Video Game Collector, so maybe you're just buying a ton. But I think, Chucky, you're a viewer. Halo 5 Xbox One. I think that's the last one in the lot. Sold for $78 plus shipping for all of these. And I'll let you take a look. A couple of them came from the Motherload sale. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out on Commonwealth Picker channel. This one, I think, and the Sonic 2. I'm not sure that one did, actually. Oh, well, I just put it on my list to go with the Motherload. But we're going to retire this sale. And there's still a few more in there, but I think we'll retire it right there at $3,082. Might throw a few more on there, but we don't have too much left from that sale at all. So, as a matter of fact, I've started putting items in there that aren't from that sale, so I figured it's time to retire it. So, Peter Jackson's King Kong for Xbox, Xbox One, Halo 5, SOCOM, Navy SEALs, The Hustle. That was a PSP game. This is 2, Narnia, disc only, Batman, PS4, and then these two. $78 and change plus shipping. Time to get an ET items. Gotta have an ET item in every single video, you know. It's gonna be in this one right here. Holy cow, that's squeaking. Let me put the camera down. Got it out right here, and I think they're in the back. There they are, the ET flower earrings. It's sold for $7 plus shipping. I'll take it. Even though it's a cheap sale, I have tons. Multi-quantity is awesome. Shout out to Ivan. Jody made the purchase and left a message. Recently started selling on eBay and I love it. I have always loved thrift store shopping, so reselling gives me an excuse to do some more of it. That's awesome. I've learned a lot from watching your videos, and I can tell you are a teacher and a good one. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a middle school para. Very cool. AKA a cat herder. But I do love these kids. Thank you for everything you do. If you have any bubble bucks, I'd appreciate it. For sure. Jody's Junkin Finds. Awesome. Thanks, Jody. You know, I'm going to say something real quick. I kind of got thinking in a certain direction after I read that comment. I don't usually do this, and it makes me sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but, you know, about my teaching days. you know, I'm proud of my teaching days. I think I did a really good job, but I think there's something interesting in there that I think is applicable to eBay, to YouTube, for those of you who are creators or think about starting a channel, or just eBay in general, who do things different than all the experts tell you to do it. You know, when I was teaching, I basically, every time they come out with some kind of new initiative, I basically made a point to do it a completely different way, because if everybody's headed in one direction, sometimes if you zig when everybody else zags, you win, even though it's not the trending way to do things, because people get sick of what everybody's doing and the direction that everybody's going. And if you go a different direction, sometimes you can win by being completely different. And, you know, well, this is the part where I'm tooting my own horn, but, you know, I was nominated for Teacher of the Year and voted by the students Teacher of the Year and all multiple times throughout my career. And I did things literally exactly the opposite of the way we were told to do things. And I don't even think the people realized that's what I was doing, but it was what I was doing. And it's why I do what I do on eBay. So if you do eBay different than everybody tells you to do, you know, don't feel bad about it. If you do YouTube different, you know what? Sometimes different works. All right, Turner, you have a sale, a Homeschool Hustler store sale. I like that t-shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
That's very cool. What did you sell?
Pluto.
Pluto. Last time we did this, you didn't remember his name. So now you know Pluto. And he's a fire dog.
Did we do this again?
Yeah, we sold that one.
Oh, yeah.
We sold that one before. We had a quantity of 2. $7.95 plus shipping. It's a cake topper. And this sold to Jeff. Will you tell Jeff thank you?
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff has been a member of the volunteer fire departments at EMS, for 35 years. That is a long, long time to serve the community. I grew up in California, and we didn't have a lot of those volunteer fire departments out there because we had massive fire departments because of all the fires out there all the time. But it amazes me around here how much people just volunteer their time. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy that very, very much. And that's definitely enough for you to do what?
Save $1, spend $1, and donate $1. Bye.
Bubba's girlfriend came down because she's got some work that she's going to be doing down here. And that's what I mean by we got to get in that other shed, because I've just got so much going in and out. I've got to restock boxes, and she's going to help a little bit with shipping here today. Look at all the stuff that's come in from viewers. Y'all, I'll tell you what, we'll open one of them here on this show, maybe at the end. And then, we've got another one over here. This is the eBay store coupon, I think. And I got these on purpose. If you have an eBay store, second level and above, don't forget to use your coupon. Get your free stuff, right? Free stuff that you pay for. Oh, actually, this is from... No, yeah, that's what this is. That's interesting. Oh, there's 2 of them. So these are these things over here. Right there. I think that's what those are. That's what I ordered this time. A lot of times I'll order the smaller ones with my free coupon. I'm curious what you order with yours. I personally don't like the way the eBay tape looks on items. No offense to Uncle Bubba who just shipped me those. But I don't like the way it looks. Plus I can get super cheap tape on SupplyHut.com. Look at that. I didn't even need to do a plug, but it just came up. Use code Commonwealth. Hey, let me tell you something. I just want to give a giant thank you. First of all, that shed out there is way over budget. Way over budget. I mean, the cost of materials and labor is insane. But I'm still okay with it because we got a sponsorship for that shed that's covered some of the cost. And you guys have been so gracious to us. But let me tell you, and Charlie, if you're listening out there, I hope you are loving this as well. There are, by the time this video airs, there will be over 400 people who have not only clicked that link, thousands have clicked the link, but have used code Commonwealth to get their 5%, or before it was 10% off for that short time, if you remember, 5% off their stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying that link, getting it a little cheaper, going directly to SupplyHut.com. I didn't mean this to be a commercial. I just wanted to say thank you, and I came across that. Let me go look at the number. As I speak, 398 sales through that link. That's insane. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for supporting SupplyHut.com, and through that, supporting me in this new building. I can't wait to get out there. Back to this. The reason I got these is because these tumblers here, if you bubble wrap those, you can put them in these and they will go out first class. Initially, we were shipping them out priority mail, and I'm like, you know what, we can get these out first class. We're going to drop the price of the shipping on these and save y'all some money and save me some money as well. So that's why I grabbed these, to keep those things first class. I would have never thought when I bought them that we could keep those first class, but we can. I want to show you one more thing, and it is also from SupplyHut. So Charlie, if you're listening, I'm using my own code. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but I'm like, hey, if everybody else is getting 5%, so am I. And I never bought these before, 10 by 8 by 4s. And I bought them, you know what, that might be a good box for that, although I think I can put it in 8 by 6 by 4. But the 2 inches longer, there are certain hats that don't need the height very much. You know, I do the 8 by 6 by 4 for, you know, cheaper hats or hats that don't have a high crown. And then 10 by 8 by 7 for the ones with a high crown. And I thought, you know what? Every once in a while I can get a hat like this. Because the 10 by 8 by 7, you can't get it to stay under first class very easily. But 10 by 8 by 4, I think I can get some hats that I can't get in the 8 by 6 by 4 and that are going to be over 8 ounces at 10 by 8 by 7 and put them in here and save me half the cost of the box, well, more than that actually, just by shipping it in a box that keeps it first class. Hi, Reagan has a couple of sales out of the CommonwealthPicker.com store. What do you got?
Terry got a blue CWP shirt, and he's from
She, I think. Although it might be a he. Terry. That's a tough one.
He is from Miami.
Miami, that's right. And they told me in their message that they're Cuban. Did you know that you are Cuban? Kind of, sort of, just a little bit. That's Pepper out there. You think that's Pepper?
No.
We just saw her upstairs in a box. I think it's... No. It's Pepper. It's always Pepper. So Pepper was just upstairs in a box.
And then Tori got an Enema Man.
Tori got an Enema Man. So let me tell you the story. Your great-great-grandmother was named Hilda Pauline Rosendo. I'll show you a picture. I knew her when I was a little boy.
Oh,
so, anyway, did you know any of your great-grandparents?
Yes.
Yeah, Mumsy. She was here last year, huh?
Yep.
Right there in that chair. Very cool. And she doesn't like Harry Tornado. She thought he copied all of our stuff. Which I think is hilarious. All right, anyway, I'm distracted. What else did we got? Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Perfect.
Bye, and don't forget your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
Check this out, y'all. I have so many things that have been coming in lately from folks for different reasons, and I can't thank y'all enough for sending stuff to the P.O. Box. This came from Jerry and Gail, who have been watching for a long, long time. I really do appreciate the support, and I absolutely love that. I have a few of those. Well, no, there's one right there. Bicentennials, and they sent that one right there, Crossroads of the Revolution. And see the other one, 76, very cool. And now they're sending this one, and this one's for the SupplyHut. So thank you very, very much. I do appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I was born in March of that year right there. Hey, I had 2 more sales in the eBay cave, but as you see, the camera isn't working too great today. So here they are. And the one on the left, the Duro decals, it was a quantity of 2. So, you know, we've just barely started to scratch the surface on those. There are hundreds of them. And then a Santa puzzle that's been hanging around for a long time. Glad to get it gone. I'm going to get ready to start working on next day's sales. They're absolutely coming in like crazy, which is really, really awesome. So, big giant thank you to everybody out there. We'll take this chance to end the video, and I can't wait to see you next time.